These clips revolve around one argument. Visitors and immigrants often arrive in the United States expecting danger, hostility, or cultural decline, then describe friendliness, patriotic rituals, familiar movie scenery, and ordinary daily calm. But personal experience and national data answer different questions. The key test is not whether the positive encounters are real, they clearly are, but which stereotypes they actually disprove, which concerns remain measurable, and when criticism of media turns into a new overgeneralization.
So I'm a Brit living in Arkansas. We're currently on our way down to central Arkansas to visit family, but just on a trip to visit family, you don't see this every often. Are you kidding me? We're on the Pig Trail Scenic Bypass. Look at that.
If you're an American, you can probably not relate, but all this, for European, feels like we're right inside of a movie. Like these type of houses, of course with the American flag, or the little bench on the patio, so cute. I can totally see the pumpkins that will be placed here in fall. A lot of Europeans grow up watching American movies, and the scenery we only know from movies. This is why it feels so nostalgic, and I know it doesn't make any sense to Americans, but that's just how it is.
Appreciating the beautiful American neighborhood. Look at that sunset. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Peaceful, safe, flags everywhere, people who love their country. Oh, what a dream. What a dream!
The first contrast is visual. Arkansas roads, flag-lined neighborhoods, and porches that look like movie sets feel exceptional to people who grew up consuming American film and television. That reaction tells us something about expectation. The United States can feel strangely familiar before a visitor understands it. The next group moves from scenery to behavior, where the claims become more concrete and repeatable.
You know what I absolutely love about the US is that when I'm even alone somewhere, I never truly feel alone. I feel like I can talk to anyone and befriend anyone, and there's such a strong community feeling to it, which I really like.
You know what American girls are genuinely really good at, I've noticed? Giving compliments. I'm walking around and there's a bunch of girls, girl, I love your outfit, girl, your outfit is so cute. Genuinely, like, why don't we do that more in Europe? It's made my day. Thank you, girl, slay queen, all of those things, you know? Made my day. We should do that more often.
I feel like the American confidence gets a lot of criticism, but it's something that I've really appreciated as a foreigner. We were literally just walking Venice Beach and Joe sneezes and some guy comes up and he's like, oh, bless you. And then as we're walking along the beach, this lady comes up to me and she approaches me in such a like familiar, friendly way that I genuinely thought she was talking to someone else. And she said like, oh my God, I love your shirt. And by the time she'd kind of walked off, I kind of realized, oh shit, she was talking to me. And I turned around and quickly said thank you. But it was just the way she approached me. It was so easy. And it was like she was talking to a friend of hers, which is like why I was so confused.
The media portrays Americans as rude, lazy, all the above. And it's further from the truth. The amount of hospitality and kindness and care and pride Americans hold is truly like no other country I've been to. And to show you a perfect example of that, today is Flag Day, National Flag Day. And I went to the Huntsville Square. They did the whole ceremony where they lower the flag and I guess put a new flag up for the year. And that was obviously followed by the American national anthem. And it was just so nice to see everyone get their hat, take it off, and respect the country. The communities are so tight-knit together. And whilst I was there, of course, I was noticed because of my online presence now. And everyone came up to me and said, hi, handshakes, how are you? If you have any questions about this or that, let me know. If you want to go hunting, I'll show you this. Not to mention, I've got fantastic neighbours. And they are always coming over to see if I need anything. After specifically living in Arkansas for almost 6 years, I can safely say anyone outside of the US, ignore the media, because this is the best place I've been to. I love living here. I respect the culture here. And I'm so proud to be an American citizen. I'm just so grateful to be here, and I'm looking forward to the next 50 years that I have as my life in this country, and hopefully soon I'll be able to travel the country as well and experience all of it, because it's just wonderful.
I just really hope that you guys can accept our apology from the UK. Being a Brit coming to the USA, it's literally opened my eyes, and I've seen literally another part of this country I never knew existed. Firstly, the hospitality is amazing. Secondly, the people are so polite and so nice. And thirdly, they will do anything for you if you ask for it. This country has opened my eyes, and I've seen what it's actually like to be in the USA as a Brit. People from the UK think Americans are rude, loud, aggressive, dangerous, and just not even nice people at all. But no, listen, I'm here, I'm experiencing it, and that is so wrong. Since I've been here, I've not seen no crime with my own eyes, and I've been out literally every day for 21 days while being in the USA. People are so nice here. They're so welcoming, and when they hear your accent from London, they're like, oh my God, where are you from? You from the UK? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, come over here. What's your name? Where you from? Where you been? What you do? Like, people are too nice. I just really hope that you guys can accept our apology, because us Brits are missing out on the USA. And the media, the media. That media company, they're not doing a good job. We see the USA in a bad light in the UK, but when you come here, it's the best. It's the best. It's peaceful, it's quiet, and it's just another life you guys haven't experienced in the UK. I just feel so bad for the people in the UK that's never come to the USA or never will come here, because I've been here and I've experienced it. But I just really hope that you guys can accept our apology from the UK. I just want to say thank you to you guys.
I've got to say, collectively, we owe the USA an apology. And when I say we, I mean the entire world. And that apology is needed purely because of how much judgment the world has thrown onto the US over the last few years. The American people are probably the most genuine, welcoming, humble people that I've ever met in my life. 100%, if you get the chance, go to the US and travel and see it for yourself. I promise you, you won't regret it.
Across very different speakers, the same social detail keeps returning. Strangers start conversations, compliment clothes, offer help, check on neighbors, and invite newcomers into local life. That consistency makes friendliness the strongest pattern in this material. But several speakers then make a bigger leap, from people were kind to me to the country is safer or better than the media says. That conclusion needs a different standard of evidence.
Some of the common misconceptions about Americans as a Brit living out here. I would love for you guys to let me know what your common misconceptions are of Brits or Americans in the comments. Number one is that we live in the wild, wild west, when in fact only 1/3 of Americans actually own a gun, let alone even less than that who take it outside of the house. So no, violence is not happening at every corner in America. The second big one of Americans that I had personally because of media, TV shows, is that everyone out here is morbidly obese and extremely unhealthy, when in fact, this last year that we've been living here, it's been the complete opposite. The health and wellness and gym culture out here is actually very, very strong. That could be where I live, that could be in Florida compared to the rest of America, I don't know, but the misconception has not matched reality for us. Everyone is in amazing shape out here. And the last one, America only has ultra-processed, horrifically poisonous food, when in fact the US ranks in the subcategory of food quality and safety, 3rd in the world. In America, the access to extremely healthy, wonderful produce is equal to unhealthy, ultra-processed food. The choice is up to the consumer. America has a very wide selection. Depending on how many comments I get about the crazy misconceptions, I might make this into a series.
One speaker turns the discussion into checkable claims. Pew's 2023 survey supports the gun ownership figure. 32% of US adults said they personally owned a gun. But a local impression that everyone is in amazing shape does not scale nationally. See DC data for 2021, 2023 put adult obesity at 40.3%. The Global Food Security Index measures broad food quality and safety, not whether ordinary diets are free of ultra-processed food.
I don't think Americans in the United States realize how the rest of the world sees us. Let me give you an example. A while back, I was having a conversation with my friend. Now, my friend lives here in Mexico. She's Mexican, and her daughter was going to study in the United States, or thinking about going to study in the United States for university. And she was saying to me how worried she was for her daughter to go study in the US because it is so dangerous. She was like, I don't know, there's so much gun violence. I don't know if it's safe. I was saying to her, you should be fine, avoid these places at night, avoid these cities. And then as I was saying it, it hit me. As a US citizen that lives in Mexico, this is something that I hear all the time about going to Mexico. People will say to me, I don't like you going to Mexico, it's so dangerous. Did you see the news? But the same exact thing is being said and happening about people going to visit the United States, especially right now. Growing up, we're so indoctrinated to believe that we are so lucky to be born in the United States, this place where only we have freedoms and safety. But from the outside looking in, it's completely different. People see mass shootings, gun violence, police violence, and now a government restricting rights. And they worry for their people going to visit the.
So I want to come in here to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now, and that I've seen a couple people mention on this platform before, and that is European superiority. I'm German, and I've been living in Germany for 25 years now, and I am engaged to an American, and we're currently in the process of obtaining a K1 fiancé visa so I can be with him and move to the United States. I've started this account, I want to say about a month ago, and initially it was just to share my visa process timeline on here, to connect with people who are also going through the same process or have already gone through the same process, but also to talk about cultural differences that I have observed from going to the United States quite frequently, and just to share some things that I enjoy about the US or that I might find odd about the US from a European or German perspective. Just some fun, harmless cultural differences in my opinion. So to make it clear from the start, my content is not about bashing Europeans, bashing Europe, bashing Germany, or anything like that. It's just about sharing some harmless little cultural differences that I enjoy, that I find odd, or that I don't like maybe. But it's never something serious, or it's never about this country is 100% better than the other country, or this country sucks so much more than the other country, or anything like that. Every country has its disadvantages and advantages. It is not about claiming that one is inferior or superior to the other. For example, I posted a video where I was comparing cultural differences, Germany versus the US, and I just simply said that, for example, I like it that in America people are very, very friendly. Strangers on the streets just compliment you sometimes. When you go to a store, the workers there are very friendly. They ask you how your day's going. They are trying to be helpful. And in Germany, that's just not the normal experience you have when going into a store, or the normal interactions you have with strangers on the street. That just doesn't happen. So I said I really like that about America. And what happens? Europeans in the comments section are bashing America, talking about, oh, but America has gun violence, even making fun of the gun problem that America has, or the mass shooting problem that America has. I am just wondering, when has this become normal? When is it normal to make fun about other people's or countries' problems? I mean, I bet hell would break loose if Americans would start making fun of terrorist attacks that happened in Germany. Nobody thinks it is inappropriate to make fun of America's gun problem. Especially since this is not even about guns. My posts are not political statements, they're not about politics. I'm simply stating harmless things that I enjoy about the US. The US does differently than Germany, and people or Europeans jump into the comments bashing America, talking about politics, talking about the gun violence. That was never any part of the video. And I'm just wondering why? What's up with that? I mean, if Americans come across my video, they normally just engage in a normal conversation, explain something in the comments, maybe agree, maybe disagree, but they're always very respectful about it in general. And Europeans just feel the need to immediately bash, feel like they're being attacked or something. And I'm just trying to understand why. Because it's not like I am saying America is 100% better than Germany. I'm very appreciative of the benefits of living in Germany and of living in Europe. But I can also acknowledge that I don't like everything here and how everything is done over here. And I can appreciate things about a different country, even if that is the United States of America. I've noticed, maybe that's not true, but I feel like this only happens when people say something positive about the United States. If I were to compare Germany with Australia, I don't know if I would get the same comments as I do now. So, genuinely curious. Why do y'all feel so attacked when this is all about harmless little things like free refills, people being more friendly, and fast food options or something like that? Like, it's nothing serious. Why does it trigger you so much?
The next two speakers show why facts and framing get tangled. A Mexican mother worries about U.S. gun violence, while a German creator says Europeans invoke shootings even under harmless posts about friendliness or free refills. Both can be true. A risk can be real and still be irrelevant to a specific cultural comparison. The UK's current travel advice captures that balance. Violent and gun crime rarely affect tourists, but mass shootings can happen.
One of the reasons all these videos about Europeans and foreigners coming to America and enjoying our culture so much, one of the reasons it's so great is because you have to remember that the media doesn't just lie about America in America. The media lies about America all over the world, right? So people all over the world are told about how dangerous America is. And then they come to America and they're like, oh my God, it seems incredibly safe here. And they're told about how awful America is. And then they see how amazing like our grocery stores are and our restaurants are and how, our food portions, and they love the taste of the food. And so when all of you get is this constant leftist stream of negativity about America, because journalists tend to be Marxist and communist and anti-American and anti-capitalist, right? Journalists around the world hate America. And this is universal inside of America, and it's almost universal outside of America. And so for people to actually come and experience the culture and realize that their media has also been lying to them their whole lives, and sometimes it's hard for Americans to realize that our media has also been lying to us our entire lives. I know I had this realization when I was in college. So this is a very difficult thing for us to realize, and we live here. And so for foreigners to come and get to experience how amazing American culture is compared to the lies they've been told, and also compared to their own home cultures, is really encouraging, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Something I find really odd as an American backpacker is how much just like straight lies are perpetuated abroad about America and how unjustifiably hateful a lot of them are. Hear me out. There are a lot of things that are terrible about America, obviously. Like, our government is terrible. A lot of our people are also awful, but that is the case anywhere in the world. There are a lot of really bad governments. It particularly gets to me when someone from the United Kingdom has something to say about American politics. Like, please, you do not want to get into this with me right now. But I personally find it so frustrating, especially with like other travelers who just have these like, have never been to America and have these like preconceived notions about what America is like that are entirely unfounded. Like, we don't have math in school and there's no bread in our supermarkets. Like, you're just making things up and refusing to listen to people who actually live there. If people did this to other countries in the way that they do it to America, they would rightfully be called ignorant, closed-minded, hateful, whatever. And it is not lost on me that America is the target of this and is also one of the most multicultural and diverse countries in the entire world. And I'm someone that actually likes having like political discussion about like cultural differences, things that are good and bad about America. Like, I don't mind when someone wants to talk to me about America in a negative way, because there are so many things that are fair to criticize about America. But when people just come from a place of total ignorance and refuse to accept that like
maybe I'm wrong about the fact that they only sell bottled sprayed cheese in supermarkets in America. Like, I just, like, what do you gain from that? Like, I thought people that you meet while traveling, like, wanted to learn about other cultures and become more open-minded and gain a better understanding of the world.
By the end, the strongest evidence in these clips is not a theory that the global press hates America. It is the repeated specific experience. Strangers compliment people, neighbors offer help, visitors feel welcome, and familiar American scenery can be unexpectedly emotional. Those observations correct some caricatures. They do not erase gun violence, obesity, or legitimate political criticism. The useful divide is between stereotypes and measurable claims, not between pro-America and anti-America. Direct experience broadens the picture. Data keeps it honest. Thanks for watching.